An enormous predator with a mouth filled with rows upon rows of dagger-like fangs, its dark penetrating eyes filled with an eerie wisdom and a vile desire that chills the blood of anyone unfortunate enough to catch a look at them. It was the era of Livyatan. The extinct genus of whale known as Livyatan, which was named after the mythical sea monster Livyatan, once inhabited the oceans between 12 to 13 million years ago. Livyatan was a terrifying hybrid of a sperm whale and a ferocious predator. Its enormous size was one of its most noticeable characteristics. Livyatan grew to astounding sizes, rivaling the largest whales known to science. It could reach a length of 45 to 60 feet, making it a real behemoth of the deep, according to fossil evidence. It was able to rule its aquatic dominion thanks to its sheer size and unyielding muscular build. The size and heft of Livyatan's cranium were distinguishing features. It had a nose that was thick and extended, like a modern sperm whale's, but much larger and more intimidating. The elongated snout provided for a longer reach while catching prey, improving Livyatan's capacity for lethal accuracy. One of Livyatan's skull's most noticeable characteristics was the existence of a large set of jaws that had a number of intimidating fangs. Its most impressive and terrifying characteristics were its teeth, which were well designed for grabbing and consuming prey in its prehistoric sea environment. The length of Livyatan's teeth, which could reach 12 inches, was enormous. They resembled the teeth of contemporary predatory creatures like sharks in that they were curved, long, and had a strongly serrated edge. Along with their amazing size, these teeth included structural modifications for effective hunting. Livyatan's teeth were curved, enabling a firm hold on writhing prey and thwarting any attempts to flee. Livyatan could effectively rip through the flesh and bone of its victims thanks to the serrations on the teeth's edge, which improved their cutting and tearing ability. Livyatan's teeth were excellent tools for catching and devouring a range of animals. Also remarkable was the sheer number of teeth in Livyatan's mouth. It had between 40 and 50 pairs of teeth, arranged in several rows in both the upper and lower jaws. This redundancy made sure Livyatan would still have a powerful arsenal available even if some teeth were broken or lost during hunts. Unquestionably, Livyatan's survival and dominance as a top predator of its day depended on its powerful dentition. With its enormous size, strong jaws, and array of razor-sharp teeth, Livyatan was able to quickly and effectively incapacitate its prey with bone-crushing bites. Livyatan's skull likewise had a strong, strengthened bone structure. The skull's structural integrity was guaranteed by this strength, which enabled it to endure the intense pressures of the deep ocean. The strengthened skull and strong neck muscles gave Livyatan the stability and force it needed to attack its prey with lethal bites. Around 12 to 13 million years ago, during the Miocene epoch, Livyatan lived in the ancient waters. We must examine the broader climate of that time period in order to comprehend the climate circumstances in which Livyatan flourished. The temperature on Earth was usually warm and very steady during the Miocene epoch. There were more consistent temperature distributions across the latitudes, and the global average temperature was greater than it is now. High atmospheric concentrations of greenhouse gases and a dearth of large polar ice caps were blamed for this temperature. Large warm water areas were prevalent in the oceans during the Miocene epoch, creating the perfect conditions for marine life to thrive. Being a marine animal, Livyatan would have adapted to and prospered in these warm waters. The ecological conditions at the time were probably a good fit for its physiology and predatory skills. Livyatan, a sizable apex predator, probably lived in a variety of maritime settings. It might have been able to travel great distances in quest of prey by taking use of ocean currents. Both offshore regions and locations closer to the coastlines may have been involved in these movements. The habitat of Livyatan would have been greatly influenced by the presence of plentiful food sources. As a carnivorous predator, Livyatan ate a range of marine creatures, including fish, squid, and perhaps even other marine mammals. It would have been drawn to locations with a lot of these possible food sources, such high productivity zones, upwelling zones, or areas where prey gathered. Although the precise composition of Livyatan's food is unknown, we can infer its feeding habits from its morphology and the fossil evidence that is now accessible. Fish was probably one of Livyatan's main sources of food. A broad variety of fish species, both tiny and large, called the Miocene Ocean's home, offering a plentiful supply of prey opportunities. Fish might have been grabbed and swallowed whole by Livyatan or torn apart by its powerful teeth. Squid might have been Livyatan's alternative prey item. Since squid are known to have existed in the Miocene oceans, Livyatan's predatory methods would have been effective on them due to their fragile bodies. It could have easily grabbed and consumed squid because of its strong jaws and fangs. Livyatan might have also hunted other sea mammals. Despite the paucity of direct evidence, Livyatan may have hunted and eaten smaller whales, dolphins, or seals due to its size, strength, and predatory capabilities. These would have been large prey objects that needed to be captured and subdued using shrewd hunting methods. Livyatan belonged to the Phisteridae family, which also contains contemporary sperm whales. Sperm whales have intricate social structures, therefore Livyatan might have shown behaviors akin to these. Being a sizable and highly intelligent sea creature, Livyatan probably lived in family units called pods. Related individuals, including adult males, females, and their progeny, would have made up these pods. In contemporary sperm whales, the matriarch, a dominant female, frequently serves as the leader of the pod. Within a Livyatan pod, social interactions may have included vocalizations, body language, and tactile interactions. These interactions would have been essential for preserving group cohesiveness, organizing hunting expeditions, and raising offspring. The characteristic clicks and vocalizations of sperm whales are well known and are assumed to be used for a variety of functions, including identifying prey, keeping in touch with the group, and possibly even long-distance communication. It is possible that male Livyatan fought for access to females throughout the breeding season. Males engaged in this competition by making vocalizations, vocal displays, or physical contact in an effort to establish dominance and obtain mating opportunities. Livyatan's reproductive behavior might have included a wooing phase, in which the dominant male would exhibit different traits or behaviors in an effort to entice a female. Modern cetaceans frequently engage in vocalizations, physical contact, or breaching behaviors during courtship displays to demonstrate the male's suitability and qualities as a mate. As demonstrated in modern sperm whales, whose gestation cycles last roughly 14 to 16 months, Livyatan's gestation would have continued for a long amount of time. During this stage, female Livyatan would have fed and shielded the growing fetus inside their bodies. Like many other extinct species, the extinction of the Livyatan is a complicated issue that researchers are still looking into. While the precise cause of Livyatan's extinction remains unknown, a number of variables may have had a role in its eventual demise. Changes in the environment and the availability of food sources are frequently one of the most important causes in the extinction of marine mammals. The survival and reproductive success of marine species can be impacted by changes in ocean temperatures, sea levels, or the makeup of marine ecosystems. Significant global climate and environmental changes were occurring at the time Livyatan lived in the late Miocene epoch. These adjustments affected the distribution of marine habitats as well as changes in sea level and ocean currents. Such changes might have interfered with Livyatan's preferred feeding locations and the availability of prey, causing a population collapse. The extinction of Livyatan might potentially have been caused by competition with other marine predators. Livyatan would have had a position at the top of the food chain as an apex predator. However, shifts in prey species quantity or distribution might have increased competition with other predators, which might have had an impact on Livyatan's capacity to obtain enough food supplies. So this was all about Livyatan, a terrifying whale species. If you want to get more such updates, hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. Also, let us know in the comment section how you find it. By knowing about unique species, we get an idea of how the world, climate, and wilderness was in historic times. We get to know about several new concepts we never knew ever existed. Did you know that there lived a prehistoric creature called Deinonychus? Click the video on your screen to know more about it.